Hello. Okay, great.
Yay.
Perfect.
We're here. Also, we must apologize for being a bit late again. Maybe just get used to it. I don't know.
Get used.
The reason is because we have adult jobs. This is for fun. And sometimes actually very poignant in relation to the subject matter of this game that we're about to talk about. On
yes.
like why we can't do all the things all the time.
Yes.
So, okay. But anyways, I do apologize.
And I mean, to be fair, I feel like we both made progress on this game. It wasn't a super long game. I think we just had conflicting life schedules for a couple of weekends. Is all. Yeah. But we're here and we're happy to be here.
We're happy to be here. Yay.
Woo.
Okay, shall we get into it?
Oh, well, wait, hold on. Ooh, no.
What?
Okay, I had one thing that I just wanted to, like, let you know existed. Did you know that match 3 dating games were, like, a genre?
Huh?
Specifically, match 3 dating games.
No, like mobile?
Well, you know what a match 3 is.
Yes, but like, is it on mobile?
No. Well, maybe. I played one on Xbox, and I just learned that there's like a ton on the Nintendo Switch, and it's just
Which
like...
one on Xbox did you play?
Spirit Swap, which I met the developer of Spirit Swap at
GDC?
PAX a couple of years ago. No, PAX.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, and she was like, it's a dating simulator puzzle game, and I beelined over there.
That's cute.
But apparently this is just a genre, and I just thought I'd let you know. It's pretty cute. Spirit Swap is really cute.
These are hunky people.
It's actually like really fun. It's really interesting to play. It's actually kind of hard too, but I put it on the hardest difficulty because I was like, it's a match 3 game. How hard could it be? And the answer is it was kind of hard.
Kind of hard.
I had to lower the difficulty. I was like, oh man, this hurts.
Wow. Okay, I'm excited. I'll play this.
Spirit Swap. It's pretty cute. Mm-hmm. Okay, we can actually talk about other video games now. I wanted to tell you. Hi, I'm Bridget.
And I'm Maddie. Welcome to Baddy Breakdowns, where we hang out, have fun, and play games all the way to the end. Today we're going to talk about Wanderstop, and we're trying a new format. So we're going to start with the game description and the critical reception, and then we're just going to go straight to deep diving on the game and share our own experiences and opinions while playing it. And last but not least, we'll close with our personal rating for the game. With that, let's make some tea. Could it have been anything else?
Brew some emotion. Steep in emotion. I feel like I've got tea puns coming out the end right now. Oh.
Okay, with that, let's... But like you... I don't know, I still feel like
we're
making
some tea.
We're
making tea.
We're making some tea. And sometimes coffee. But
and
mostly
sometimes
tea.
Coffee, yes.
Okay. So I have the game description. Wanderstop is a narrative-centric, cozy game about change and tea. Playing as a fallen fighter named Alta, you'll manage a tea shop within a magical forest and tend to the customers who pass through. But Alta does not want to be here, and if she gets her way, the tea shop will be nothing but a brief memory. This game was made by the studio Ivy Road, and it's their first game at the studio. And the creative director was Davey, who also made Stanley's Parable. So...
Which we played on this podcast.
Yeah, which we played on this podcast, which I think I was a little bit more lukewarm on than you, but it was still good.
Yes, I think that's true. Yes.
Okay, critical reception. It has a critic score of 80, which I thought was quite high and
Yeah.
good. And a user score of 6.7, which probably aligns more with what I was expecting. A little bit lower.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then it's very positive on Steam, not overwhelmingly positive. Some of the common positives, but I don't want to take too much away from the discussion we're about to have. Just good portrayals of burnout, anxiety, and kind of going through something. And then some of the cons were that it was boring, which, yeah, kind of purposefully so, I would argue.
You're a little gentle. Yeah.
And the other con that I actually thought was very interesting and why I wanted to mention the Stanley Parable comment was it didn't fulfill expectations for something a bit more subversive that people had had.
Interesting that you say that. In fact, I'm going to slip in a fun fact. Am I allowed to do that?
Yes.
Slip in a fun fact?
Yeah.
Okay. It's so interesting that you say that because one of the inspirations of this game from Davey was that he was actually really worried about the pressure of Stanley Parable, and he actually had a quote where he was like, I just don't have any more genre bending, mind blowing ideas in me. Like, I just don't have it. And I wanted to make something where you just exist. So it's kind of, I don't know, kind of sad for him in a way, if those are the comments that are coming, because that's probably exactly what he was.
Wait, that's actually heartbreaking.
Yeah, that's actually kind of sad. I'm saying it with like a smile in my voice, but it's because I smile and I'm uncomfortable, and that's actually quite sad.
That is sad, because that is a weight. And actually, I think that this game has come at a good time in our lives as well. Yes. I think
I agree.
And I'm excited to talk more about it. Before we get too deep into it, part of that new format is we're actually going to do our recommendation early so that you know if it's something that you want to play, and then you can go play it before getting spoiled if it feels up your alley. So, Bridget, do you want to give us if you recommend it and who you would recommend it to?
Yeah, I do actually think I'd recommend this game. We'll talk through, like, it had its pros and cons. This wasn't a perfect game to me. I would say probably avoid playing it on handheld, probably, or maybe just controller in general. I saw quite a few forum posts about bugs, and I experienced them as well. And they were pretty game-breaking bugs that messed with the flow. So if you only play on those devices, it might not be the best use of your time. Maybe watch a streamer do it if you're interested, or just be aware that there's going to be bugs. But overall, I would say I actually did really enjoy it. I would say pick it up if you're somebody who likes feeling sad a little bit, likes feeling a little introspective and having those moments. But if you are somebody who things like BoJack Horseman, as an example, you get really, if you get like really sad when you watch that and you're like, wow, I hate everything, I don't want to watch this is too much. This has kind of similar vibes to that.
That's a really good example. I would agree. I actually really recommend it. I played it exclusively on my ROG handheld. I did not run into game-breaking bugs. I ran into one really annoying one, but it wasn't game-breaking. It was pretty easily fixed, but it was annoying. And I will give you that. It was annoying. Even though it was pretty easily fixed, in my opinion. But it's a bug that should be fixed in general. And I would say that I would especially recommend this to people who also can enjoy like a slice of life type film or experience. If you're the kind of person that leaves like a slice of life movie where nothing much happens and you're like, God, that was boring and a waste of time, probably don't play this game. But if you like those types of stories, which I do, I really like slice of life stuff, then I would highly recommend it. And I would also recommend it if you're like us and kind of in a place in your life where you've always been an overachiever and yet our society is kind of like
pushing you to the limit
around us and like pushing us to our limits. Like I thought it was such a good meditation on the current state of working and how you think about yourself. So
a lot of
I think
mental
if
health,
you're,
I think.
yeah, a lot of mental health topics. So I would really recommend it for those people. Okay, shall we get into it?
Let's get into it. First impressions?
Yeah, first impressions. Why don't you start us off?
Okay, first impressions for me. I really loved the bright, colorful graphics. I thought those were really pleasant.
Yep.
And the cutscenes. So this game had both, normal walking around third person kind of interaction, 3D, but the cutscenes and animations were at least they look hand drawn.
Yeah.
And I really loved those. I thought those were beautiful. It starts
Yeah,
off
they
right
were.
away with some of that, and I really appreciated it. The music, I don't honestly remember now that I'm like recalling and thinking through some of this stuff, but the graphics and the drawings that took you through those early animations, I just really enjoyed. So I was excited to see that. I also wasn't really sure what I should be anticipating for this game because I didn't know. I think similarly to everybody else, this guy made Stanley Parable. So what am I gonna see here? What am I expecting to see? And is it actually just gonna be a cozy game? Like, did he just go and make a cozy game? And so a lot of me was trying to suss out some of those feelings, I think, as things started to see, is this actually gonna be what I think it is? Is it something different? So I was kind of going through that emotional state,
Yeah. Yeah. I also similarly loved just the vibes of the game. Like, I thought it was very well designed. The world pairing with the music, which the music was done by the same composer that did the Minecraft soundtrack. So it's very much like a background. I think it's like C418 or something. Somebody's going to get mad at me because it's like probably C481 and I'm going to be like, okay, fine. But it's the same composer, and it's purposefully meant to be like background creative chill music, so it's actually really good for working. So I've been listening to the Wanderstop soundtrack while I work because it's very good background music, even though it doesn't necessarily like punch you in the face, stand out. Like,
yeah, I guess the point is that I don't remember it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the point.
But
yeah.
it is really good background music. It's not like shitty background
Yes,
music.
it wasn't irritating. You would remember if it was irritating, right?
Yeah. Yeah. And then my other first impression was just that, oh, it's a game about burnout. Like that's the kind of the first thing that you learn as you're going through that hand-drawn cutscene that you just talked about. She's running and running and running, and she's trying to keep running, and she has this like person that she's trying to find in the forest, and she just like collapses from exhaustion. And it kind of just hits you right then, like, okay, this is what we're gonna be digging into. I liked it. I liked the first impressions. I thought it was good.
Yeah. Alta is a very interesting character because
yeah,
I agree with you in your earlier statement that I think it reflects a lot of people. And I almost feel like your own personal experiences probably look back on Alta to see what it is that she's feeling going through some of this, because I know I had my own kind of personal reflections based on my own past and my own interpretations that went along with it. I think it's really easy to do in this game. And you're totally right. They start you off right away with her, and it's very emotional, very quick. And Alta, I think, is a really interesting main character, also based on Davey and his emotional state as well, going through burnout of creating these games. So overall, it's just, I don't know. I really empathize with her, and going through it, it was hard not to feel something like immediately right away for her.
Totally.
You know?
Yeah. I think just especially like tech industry, the gaming industry, like these are very
they're very busy too. Like
they're
there's
busy.
always a thing.
It's crunch culture. It's work hard, play hard. It's like I don't know. It's very it's recognizable to see that type of like go, 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 but then sometimes you just collapse, you know?
Yeah. And I think one of the interesting things as we explore her journey through this game is are you okay if I skip ahead a little bit
Oh,
to
yeah.
talk about? Yeah. So Alta, one of the things that you get from her as she like collapses, she ends up, of course, in this little clearing with a cute little tea shop, which we'll talk more about.
Mm-hmm.
But she actually really doesn't want to be there. She doesn't want to stop. She wants to keep going. And I say once in a very
Yeah.
like, quote unquote kind of
Yeah,
way.
totally.
She wants to keep going, but you can tell that she's just
She
done. Her
literally
body's
physically
done.
can't. Yeah.
Yeah, she can't pick up her sword. She can't keep going. And it's a very, I think, relatable mindset to be in, because I'll take like weekends, for example, where you only have a couple of days between work weeks, right? And I know myself, when I sit there and do nothing, there's always kind of a feeling of I could be doing something. I could be doing
Mm-hmm.
more. I could be trying a thing. I could be building a business. I could be doing whatever. There's always kind of that feeling.
Socializing, chores, blah,
Yeah.
like,
Yeah. And she doesn't want, like, her body doesn't want to make the space to just be and just exist. And I think it's a portrayal in a cozy game that's a little unique, because usually in a cozy game, you're like happy to be there.
yeah.
And she's like, get me out of here. I want to keep going, but she can't.
Yeah. And she literally physically can't.
Mhm.
So that kind of gets us to the main premise of the game, which is she collapses in the forest and she gets rescued by this gentle giant, Boro.
So cute.
Love Boro.
Love him.
Best guy ever. And he runs a tea shop in the middle of this magical forest, and he gets guests. He has little puffin penguin
Penguins,
pets.
yeah, something. Cute
Puffin
little bird
penguin
things.
pets.
Yeah.
Cute little bird things that like squeak when you pick them up. It's great. And they flap around, and it's very just chill. And the first thing is he says, hey, Alta, do you want to just help around the tea shop? And she's like, okay, I'm going to be the best fucking tea shop person on this planet.
Ever.
Tell me all the things I need to do. And he's like, I mean, you don't really need to do anything, actually. There's nothing to do here.
I guess you can go pick some weeds if you want.
Yeah, you can make some tea. You can clip some weeds. You can pet the puffins. That's
you can sit on a bench and drink the tea.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you can plant some plants. Like that's like the main mechanics that end up coming out of it is you have seeds and a garden, and you plant the seeds and mix and match them, which I really liked. I enjoyed that part of it, to create new fruits. And then you put the fruits in with your tea, and then you make different types of fruit tea that you can, that have different properties for it. So that's kind of the purpose of the game, is people wander into the tea shop. You make them a tea depending on what they ask for. Like sometimes they'll ask for, I want a tea that reminds me of my childhood. And then one of the fruits from one of the trees will remind you of childhood for some reason. That's like in their description.
Yeah.
But there's not really a set time that you have to do it. There's not timed quests. And even if you go and ask Boro, what can I do? He says, I don't know, do whatever you want. And that's kind of the game.
Yeah.
There's no speed running it, really. I mean, there's kind of some aspect, like you could just serve all the customers, but you have to wait for them to arrive.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah. And the actual tea making process is also quite slow. Like you have to climb ladders.
You can't speed it up.
No, there's the huge motion to make this tea. I actually thought it was really interesting playing this side by side with Blueprints, because my critique of Blueprints was that it was too slow, and to the point of like, ugh, this is hard to play. And in this game also was intentionally slow in the same way, but I felt like it fit and it made sense, and it was supposed to be that way, and it was telling me something, like the fact that I had to ask, well, what do I do now? I shouldn't, that's not the point, right?
Yeah, that's not the point of this game. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I really liked it. I also really liked, you get little vignettes of the characters that come in. And And I thought that part was cute because in the first chapter, like the thing that really struck me is that there was no resolution for the character
Oh
that
God.
you get to know. But it's kind of about like sometimes you don't get to fix everyone's problems.
I know, but did you not die?
I know,
the
it was
first time when
heartbreaking.
you
I literally
realized?
Googled, can I save him?
Yes.
Because okay, so let's talk about it
Context.
a little bit.
We're
Okay.
talking about the same person. Context. Go ahead.
Yeah. So one of the contexts is that one of the people that wanders to the tea shop from the forest in the first chapter of the game is it's a knight, and he is also a dad, and he's pretty goofy, and he's really silly, and he's like doing this night quest to prove to his son that he like is cool dad and he can do cool things. Except the problem is the forest that they're exploring is actually quite dangerous. You get the impression it's quite dangerous, and he's gotten a minor curse on his arm. And I know, Bridget, it's so sad. So as the chapter keeps progressing, you're making tea for him, you're getting to know him, and he's telling you all about his son, and he gives you like a picture of him and his son. It's really, really cute. But as the chapter progresses, the curse keeps growing and growing and growing. And then by the end of the chapter, the last thing that you talk to him about, he can't remember who he is. He's just the curse. And there's no cure. You ask Boro, is there a cure? And Boro goes, I don't know of a cure for a curse. And then the chapter ends and Gerald isn't cured. And he doesn't come back later.
And he doesn't come back. See, that was the thing that threw me. One, devastating. You spent so little time and so few interactions with Gerald, and yet at the end I was like, literally let me do anything right now.
Yeah.
So one, awful. Two, I didn't realize, so the other mechanic that occurs in this game is it's a pretty like patterned mechanic. You are in the tea shop, you're serving the customers. Eventually the customers will stop responding to you. And then you do this ritual in front of a tree. Everything changes and you end up in like the next season pretty much.
And the reason that they stop responding to you, and like Boro explains it, he's like, it means that you're ready to move on. And the forest is like responding to your energy, that it's time to change seasons.
And you can't go back. What I kind of thought, and this was, I'm curious to know if this was your gut interaction or if you were just like, oh, clearly this is over. I thought that I'd go back to that season later. I thought that it would circle back around like any other game with seasons. I thought this was going to be like a Infinite-esque type of game where there was story throughout it, and then at some point the story would end and I could keep going if I wanted. And so when this chapter ended, I just assumed I would see him again the next chapter. And then when the next chapter loaded up and he wasn't there and it was totally different and all my decorations disappeared, and like, because I spent some time decorating that place, which also got tossed away, which was also quite devastating. I was like, oh, that's just done. And then I started panicking, thinking, could I have done something differently to help him? And then I realized that's not, again, the point. You know?
And it's not possible. So after the chapter ended, so I didn't think I was going to circle all the way back around to that season. I thought maybe in the next chapter he would come back and I would have like a new tool to cure him.
Yeah.
But then the second chapter went by and that wasn't the case. It was all new people. And so that's when I Googled, can I save Gerald? And it's literally just not possible. No. It's just not possible.
It's so sad.
And it's kind of a meditation on sometimes you can't save everyone. And Boro even talks about it. Like when you talk to him, he's like, sometimes people are on their own journeys and you can't, like, they have to save themselves kind of.
Yeah.
Which I thought was really interesting. Like, sad though.
A lot of the customers, I feel like, had their own little meditations, too. I think one of my favorites was Zenith and the little boardroom businessmen.
I really wanted to talk about that.
Great.
Yeah.
So, for those that didn't play the game, you in one of the seasons, I cannot remember which one. Chapter 4, you have these little businessmen that start scooting
that
into
pop
your.
up. They're like,
they just pop up.
Where's the boardroom? They're like, I don't like tea. I want coffee.
Give me coffee.
And then you make them tea to try to resemble coffee, and they're like, I don't like this as much.
Yes.
And they keep asking you where the boardroom is so that they can give their presentation.
Yes, and they do give presentations to you too, which is amazing and hilarious,
It's
especially
so funny.
as someone whose job is like 50% PowerPoint. It was quite humorous.
But I loved how one of the presentations was about how there was too many presentations.
Yes. And I feel like that would absolutely happen at work, right?
Yes. The meeting about how there's too many meetings has literally happened.
I've been in one of those meetings.
I've been in that meeting.
But I loved these little boardroom guys, and Zenith is this alien who is studying.
No, I think she's just a multi-dimensional being.
Oh, I guess I just considered her an alien, but she's like this very mystical
multi-dimensional being, because she can literally experience like everything at once.
Insanity. I don't know how to take that. I don't know how I feel about that. The thing that I loved about her storyline, or their storyline, is that they loved these little boardroom men, and they had seen.
They loved him.
They loved the little boardroom men, and they had seen everything in the universe, and then their
These
journey.
were the men that they were obsessed with.
They love the little boardroom men, and they literally become Gary, a little boardroom man, which
that
also
like is also kind
me.
of has some like multi-dimensional being aspects to it. So it's funny because Alta goes through this whole thing where she's like, why are you so obsessed? Like you can experience anything in the known universe at any time. And she's like, but I really like these, like my soul's telling me to follow these little boardmen. Like that's what my soul wants to do. And she's the one that makes coffee grow, because the boardroom men want coffee. They're like, I want a cup of coffee. I don't want this tea shit. And so then Alta starts making them coffee. And then that's when, again, like as the chapter progresses, she becomes more and more businessman-like. Like the first stage when you talk to them, they're wearing a tie. But they're still them. Yeah. And then the second stage, they have a suit and tie, but it's still kind of them, but the hair is more like slicked down. And then by the end of the chapter, they are a full kind of holographic businessman. Giving presentations. Named Gary.
My dad's name is Gary, so hi, Dad.
Okay, let's ruminate. What was the point of that?
What's the meditation?
Yeah, what's the meditation?
I thought maybe two different things. So one, I thought maybe it was about sometimes your heart wants what it wants, and it's okay to want those things, even if it doesn't make sense to other people. It's okay if that's the thing that you want.
It's okay if you want to be a little boardroom guy and
you want a little presentation
about how there's too many presentations.
Yeah, it's okay if you want that. Go do that. And so I think part of it was that. I think you could do maybe a darker twist on it, which is, like
Capitalism comes for us all.
Yes, yeah, exactly. Getting like consumed
that's how I was
by the little businessmen. Yeah, so I think it depends on maybe how you want to reflect on it. But I think either are valid.
I like your more optimistic take. I was kind of thinking about the corruption of capitalism and like how it corrupted this multidimensional being into becoming
a beautiful multidimensional being.
Yeah.
Into making PowerPoints.
Into making little PowerPoints for the board.
Think of the kind of beautiful multidimensional beings you and I could be without capitalism. Just think of that. Yeah.
Exactly. But I like your meditation more, actually. Okay, so the other thing that I wanted to talk to you about was the Nana character was so good. Nana.
Yes.
So she's the only recurring one, actually. So she comes in 2 chapters. She comes in chapter 2. She comes in chapter 5, the last chapter. And she's this little grandma named Nana. And she's like another capitalistic meditation.
Capitalism, yeah.
Yeah, because she's literally just pure like she sets up a shop and she's like, I'm gonna run this tea shop into the ground. I'm your competition.
Yeah, do you not know how to do business?
Yeah, you guys can eat my shoes. And she sells trinkets and stuff, but the money that she needs is nanobucks. But there's no nanobucks. So then you trade.
You are obviously an idiot in business because you don't know what a nanobuck is, by the way.
Yes. Yeah.
By the way.
Yeah.
No.
And you trade tea or other things for Nana's trinkets. But I just liked her character. I thought she was really funny and fun.
Yes. And she ends up being kind of soft and sweet in that last chapter, which I thought was a really cool way to see her character transition. Because, again, she's the only one other than Boro that you get over multiple seasons. Yeah. And she clearly, in the last chapter, which we should talk about eventually, because that really sums up, I think, the story of Alta and Little Monster, which we'll talk about. But I just loved how she kind of, through her grumpy, businessy exterior, also really, really cared about this little kid, and also just making sure that things are going to be okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and she's like, that kid needs guidance. I can see things, and they need guidance, and
yes,
so they don't go down the wrong path. And I thought she was really sweet, and I always thought that the capitalism exterior was is an exterior.
Oh, yeah. Definitely. Because the very first time you meet her, that first chapter, you pay, quote unquote, for one thing, and then the rest of it is just free. She's like, here's this thing, I guess. You can have it, I guess.
It's useless anyways.
Yes.
Should we talk about some of the reveals about Alta's character?
Yes, let's do that. They are dark, friends.
Okay, so as we said, they have the little hand-drawn pieces. So between each chapter, and there's 5 chapters in all, you get a scene of her running back into the forest. The first one, she's trying to run back into the forest because she's like, I gotta get back out there. I'm gonna try. And this kind of keeps happening for various reasons, because she thinks that something's going to change in the forest and she's going to get better. She's like, I am broken and I need to get better so that I can keep being a fighter. That is her mantra across the whole thing, is I just need to get better so that I can keep fighting. And when you go into the forest, there is a second being that looks like Alta, except is orange and glowing, and kind of is an asshole.
Super asshole, kind of.
And
super asshole.
Is the one that keeps telling her to push and to not give up and to keep fighting and to keep going and push and don't give up, and you can't rest. You're not allowed to rest because that means you're weak, and always talks down on her. And she asks Boro, there's this other person, do you see her? She's not me. And Boro's like, I don't see another person, because obviously it's her. But
yeah, but still,
we got a Dark Mio situation a little bit here.
Throwback.
But one of the chapters after, I think it was after chapter 3, you learn that what actually happened is, at the beginning of the game, she was searching for, you learn that the whole thing that started this off is that she lost her first fight. Yeah. And she had never lost a fight before. She's a professional fighter. She's legendary. She has always won because she always worked so hard. And so she always won. Or that's what she tells herself. And then she finally loses a fight. And so she's like, okay, that means I need to train harder and train better because I lost. So that means I didn't try hard enough. And so she goes into the forest searching for this legendary swordswoman and wants to train from her. And you learn, during the game, you think that she hasn't found this person yet. But then after chapter 3, it's revealed that she did find this legendary swordswoman and approached her and was like, I would love to learn from you. And the swordswoman said, no, I don't think you have what it takes.
And she was like, I'm too old. I don't have enough time to teach you. It was
actually about her, though. She's like, I'm old. I only have so many years left in me, and I don't think you have what it takes.
Yeah.
It was a little bit of a commentary on her. She's like, I'm very sorry. I just don't think that you have it. And so Alta attacks her, like, just attacks her with her
rage.
sword. Rage of like, what do you mean you're telling me no? Attacks her, and she has completely blocked this from her own self, like this memory. But it was this second being that was the one that kind of pushed her to attack this swordswoman. And then you have Alta kind of being like, oh my God, I can't believe I did that. Like, I'm a terrible person, and sitting with that and talking to Boro about it and being like, how can I move past this like awful thing that I did? And she at first doesn't accept that it's her who did it. She's like, it was this other person that looked like me that made me do it. And so that reveal I thought was just really fascinating, because it's more than just burnout. It's like recovering from making a really bad mistake and like doing a bad thing, you know?
Like an actual very bad thing.
Yeah. And how do you forgive yourself and try to move past that and stop beating yourself up about it?
Yeah. And it's interesting from our perspective as well, because it turns Alta from like a purely sympathetic character, which I think, once again, many can sympathize with, that all of a sudden you have this thing you're looking at and you're like, am I supposed to like sympathize with them now? Are they a bad person? Should I see them as a bad person? Once this game ends, are they actually going to get better? Like, you know, and it's a little conflicting, I think, looking at it from the outside in, just because you spend so long, I think, seeing you and Alta as kind of the same, that at that moment you're like, oh, you know.
Well, I haven't tried to murder someone, so there's that.
No, not yet.
Phew. Doing better than she was.
I think we've all had those moments of like, for me, Alta's story really resonated because I went through kind of a similar thing in college where I always did really, really well in school. And then this is going to sound really dramatic. Sorry. But like, I started getting A minuses. I was taking too many classes at once, and 2 classes I had an A minus in, and I started like panicking and thinking like, I'm trying my hardest. I'm staying up every night. I'm working all weekends. I'm doing every single thing that I can to get an A in here, and I just can't do it. And it's actually kind of like you lose a sense of yourself in those moments, because you build so much of yourself around this identity of what you can do if you try hard enough. And that was one of the first times in my life that I felt, oh, actually, I can't do anything if I try hard enough. Sometimes I try hard and I try as hard as I can, and it's not enough. And it's a very kind of devastating blow, I think, to go through.
We're told all of our lives that that's the case, right?
Yeah,
like,
totally.
That's what they tell kids. They're like, oh, work hard and you can achieve anything. You can do anything. And I think part of growing up is realizing that that's just kind of not true, unfortunately.
It's not true.
How many amazing singers don't have singing careers? How many amazing actors don't have acting careers? And they've tried and tried and tried, and it just sometimes doesn't happen. And it's heartbreaking and it sucks, but that's life, you know?
Yeah. It's a hard, and that's exactly what she's going through here, is that like, she is a fighter and now all of a sudden she isn't. And so then who even is she? And struggling with that on top of the, like, well, when I'm a fighter, I'm good. And then I wasn't a fighter, and then I became bad. Like I don't know. It feels like there's this, I don't know. It feels like a really hard piece of trauma to kind of climb over. And I really wonder, as they were writing this, because Davey said it was based on like him and his emotions, what like he was feeling and struggling with to bring out something that feels just so dark in the middle of this, which we haven't talked about. The last chapter gets a little better, but it's very dark in this moment.
Mm-hmm. And it's also kind of about like again, it's another meditation on you don't have to be your job. Like we've been told this again, I think it's about kind of society and how much it pushes work and having a job and like going to school to get a job to make money and like make people money and contribute to society. But what does it mean to contribute to society? And you aren't your job, and it's okay to not be your job, and kind of wrestling with that, like decoupling your identity from your work that we're kind of going through at this time, and that like Alta had to go through, right? Because she was like, well, I'm a fighter, but now I'm not a fighter, so who am I? And I really liked that piece of it. And I think it's just very relevant, especially as we're working in an industry that is just hit by layoffs, like quarter after quarter after quarter, like layoffs on layoffs on layoffs. I think at this point, like we all have close friends that have been laid off, and it messes with your sense of self. And it shouldn't. Or like, I mean, obviously it sucks that that's happening, but like, you know, it just sucks that so much of our identity is coupled with what we do for a job. Absolutely. And you are a full person without your job.
Yeah. It's also that it's okay to take a break, and that just because you are taking a moment for yourself and maybe you're not doing something that has to be done or that is quote unquote productive, that's still okay, right? Like it's totally fine to just be sometimes. And Alta had to learn that. I still feel like I need to learn that.
Totally. Because we get sucked into it. We get sucked into all the things, and sometimes you just have to take a day to sit on the couch and fucking do nothing.
Yeah, just drink that tea. I don't like tea, but if I did.
But you got a slushy machine, so you got to sit down and drink the slushies.
Love that thing.
Yeah.
Do we want to talk about Monster briefly to finish out some of the...
let's do it.
Yeah. Because that kind of completes the circle. So Monster is this child that appears in the last chapter, and Monster is crazy. She is a troublemaker. She's running around chalking.
Where are her parents?
Where are her parents? There's probably a sad answer to that. I don't know. Yeah. But she is clearly like what I would call in the real world like a troubled child, right? And what you realize as you go through that last chapter, we mentioned a little bit with Nana, but Nana's like, I see something, like we need to help her, to give her an example, to show her the way. And what you learn alongside Monster is that she also has this second version of herself in the woods. And that one, like her story is that she actually wants to emulate Alta. She looks up to Alta and thinks that Alta is really cool, and she wants to become a fighter. And in the woods, you run into that second version of her who has your sword. She was able to pick it up, and you can tell that there's like that fire and that anger and that like fury, passion happening with this other version, or with this like version of her. And then there's a second version that's kind of off on the side, and she's worried and she's scared and she's sad, and she wants like her to feel loved and cared for and safe enough to not have to be this fighter, this thing. And it's interesting because the hidden part of Monster is reversed with the hidden part of Alta.
Yeah, the hidden part of Alta is aggressive. The hidden part of Monster is shy. And yeah, and so you kind of get this mirror held up almost as Alta, and you do help her through it. Like you help her realize that she is cared for and she can be more than what this is, and she doesn't have to be like in control all of the time, which is a big theme that pops up.
And that is kind of what allows Alta herself to realize that she doesn't have to be in control all of the time and is ready to move on, to keep going. And we don't really know what happens to Alta after that, after she moves on and keeps going. I'm sure we'll talk more about it. But that's kind of Monster's role is, I think, a really big one here right at the end.
Oh, yeah, totally.
Yeah. What do you think? I don't know. I thought the interactions were very sweet, very eye-opening. They said a lot of stuff that I think at that point I already kind of understood, but was still nice to see, you know.
There's a little bit of like show, like a lot of telling.
Yeah.
Instead of showing in some of the pieces, but I like it. I don't mind a straightforward story, and I liked the ending, and I liked that you kind of got to choose parts of how she responds, because one of the things is you're getting ready to move on as you have a last conversation with Boro and Nana. I think it was Nana, but you have these last conversations where they're like, what do you think you're going to do? And you can be like, oh, I think I'm going to try to do fighting again. Like, that's a valid option that you can pick. I did not pick that. I was like, I'm not going to be a fighter. No. That's for damn sure. It ends on this really nice kind of bittersweet note of like, she's not fully better, because you can't be in a couple of weeks, right? Like, that's like fully changing who you are as a person, but she feels like she's learned enough to move on from the tea shop and what it did for her. And I do hope that you see Boro again in the future. Like, I hope she sees Boro again in the future.
I know. I loved Boro. Boro was such a good character.
Mm-hmm.
What I read about Boro is that he was supposed to be a little bit more of like a teachery kind of character, but in the playtest, they all hated it. They were like, I wish he'd just give me a cup of tea. Like, I wish he'd just give me a cup of tea, and like without judgment, just kind of like
I love that.
Yeah, and that's what he became, is kind of just
I
like
love that change. That's such an important change.
Yes,
I almost feel like this game wouldn't work if he was like
teaching you and like trying to be a little like, this is right and this is wrong. I think that would have not felt good,
because the whole point is that there is no like clear right wrong. Yeah.
Boro himself was a very sweet character. We didn't talk about him a lot, but he was a great character that just is he's okay with just being.
I loved him. I loved talking to him. Any other last thoughts on the ending?
No, I was satisfied with the ending. I wasn't sure how they're going to close it out. And while it left a lot of open questions, that was the theme of the whole entire game. So I can't really be mad at them for closing out that way too, you know?
Like what? Like what does Alta end up doing? Or
like what does she do? Does she get better? Like what does Monster
Where does
do?
Monster go? Yeah.
Like what happens to a lot of the customers you saw for such a brief period of time? There's just a lot of feeling of incompleteness, for lack of a better vocabulary word. And I think part of the game, right, is that control piece of not being able to have it all in your control and know what happens and make it happen. And so I think that the ending did that justice, right? That was the theme. So yeah. Even if it felt like, I wish, you know. It's okay.
Okay, I have two more thoughts. So these are side stories. Or like little, there's not a lot of distractions in this world, but there's kind of two main ones. The one of them is this like package returning thing.
Oh yeah.
Another one is, or actually sorry, there's like three. Another one is, so essentially with the package returning thing, you can grab a package that you find on the property and you can put it in the mailbox, and then the person can return it, or like say, thank you for returning my package. Like that's the mail that you get back. And I thought it was very funny. There's one storyline that happens with returning packages where you end up solving these murders or these crimes in another town through delivering these packages of evidence.
Promoted to detective, don't you?
And then you get promoted to the detective of the town, and then promptly demoted from detective of the town. Through returning packages, which I thought was very funny.
I did love that.
The other one is the book club.
Yes. Yes.
So they have this very silly character called Dirk Warhard, and it is so stupid.
Forgot how
These
stupid
books
the name
are
was.
so dumb. And each season, each chapter, you get a new book from the book club, and they're very silly. It's like all of the action movies into one, but like dialed up to 11 and like so stupid. And he just like runs around and kills everyone, and they're like, thank you for killing me, Dirk Warhard, you're so cool. Like literally. And like one of them, he's in space, like they're like, Dirk Warhard in space, and it's just so fucking stupid but great. And there's a part of it that also comes where it's like, oh, so we've been told that Dirk Warhard is controversial, and there's like some major issues. So here's a book about why it's so controversial.
Yes.
And then the next month it's back to Dirk Warhard.
Yes, it's back.
So I thought that little side story through the mail was very funny.
Yes.
And
the writing was also really fun in it, just in general.
Exactly.
Really
I thought it was a very fun piece of writing. Okay, anyways, that's it. That's the last thought.
Bye. We haven't done our ratings yet because we did our recommendations at the beginning.
Let's close with our personal rating.
Yeah. I think for me, I would give this probably, once again, I need to change our website so that we can do out of 10. I would have given it a 7 out of 10. And I say this primarily because I did really enjoy the experience of it. I think there were some things that I wish there were more of. Like, I wish the gameplay with the plants, there was a little bit more of it, but that's, again, maybe not the point of the game. I just think I would have enjoyed it more. I
liked the hybrid plant things.
Yes, I love hybrid plants as a mechanic, and other games I've played, I wanted to see it more here. And that's just a me thing. The actual story, though, I thought was really well done. And I love his writing, him and the other writer, which was from Gone Home, Carla Zimonia. I loved their writing. I thought that they did a really good job. And the way that they managed to make me care about these characters so much in such a short period of time in each of these chapters.
Very impressive.
Very impressive, right?
Yeah.
So I would say overall 7 out of 10 for me. 7 out of 10. Let's go. Are they chickens? I'm gonna do 7 out of 10 chickens. Maybe there's no chickens in this game, guys.
They're not chickens, but I don't.
Penguin chickens. I'll do little coffee cups because all the coffee cups in the game were so cute. That's one of the things I loved, was collecting all the little coffee cups. So that's what we're gonna do.
Pluffin. A pluffin.
A pluffin.
Okay, I'm gonna do a pluffin because you already changed yours to coffee shop.
I did.
Okay, so I also probably would give it a 7 out of 10, but since we're not doing that, I'll do a 4 out of 5. Like, I would round up if I had to round.
I would round up also.
I really enjoyed the message. I thought the writing was great. I thought the world was really beautiful and detailed, and the game mechanics that were there were great. The plant stuff, the mushroom aspects were kind of fun.
Yeah.
The having the pluffins drink the tea and turn them colors was really cute. Like, there's a lot of really fun touches that made it a true great cozy game in and of itself. I really liked it, and I think it hit it at the right time as well, which probably helped with the messaging. So yeah, I will give it a 4 out of 5 pluffins.
Amazing. Woo.
Okay, are you ready for an on topic?
I am.
We haven't done an on topic in so long. I'm excited.
I know. And I just finished the finale like 2 hours ago. So it's so fresh. So fresh.
Okay. So some of you probably have already guessed, but we will be having an on topic on The Last of Us Season 2.
Season 2. Part 2, Part 1.
Part 1 of Part 2.
Oh, right.
Opposite. Part 1 of Part 2. We wanted to talk about, because we both have finished the season by now, and I think we originally had intended maybe checking in episode by episode, but our recording has been a little too sporadic for that.
Yeah. So you get one.
We are instead just doing one big one.
Yeah.
So Bridget, tell me overall, how'd you like it?
How did I like it? So I think back to my feelings with the game, and
you were very mixed on this game, I remember.
And I'm still mixed, even now. So wildly mixed. And watching this season, I had a couple of really big issues with it. And I'd love to talk about them to see if you felt the same way. Because, one, I didn't like Ellie's character in the game.
No.
But I didn't like her in the show either.
Nope.
And it was different.
Nope. It's worse in the show. It's worse in the show.
It's worse.
They made her fucking stupid.
So stupid. Which they made Dina shine. They really made Dina shine.
Which was so, literally the thing that I kept telling, and I texted you this so many times too. The show. Okay, so here's how I felt.
Yes.
The first 2 episodes were so good.
Yeah,
I thought they nailed it. I thought they nailed, the Joel scene and the Jackson setup and, getting to Seattle. But then because there was, a lot going on and it was pretty true to the show or the game. And then they got to Seattle and the changes that they made in the characters, I actually didn't have a lot of issues with the changes they made and the
the actual plot. Yeah,
because they had to cut stuff out because you just kind of have to cut some stuff
Ellie's
out.
part was boring in the game, if I remember right, too. It was worse than the Abby portion. Her part in Seattle. Abby's part in Seattle was way better, if I remember right.
Yeah, it's more just that, it's this revenge quest.
Yeah.
And there was a lot of shooting, and then there's a piece of the game where it's from Tommy's perspective.
Yeah.
And you're doing the sniper thing that you hear off in the distance in one of the days. Anyways, so I had issues with the Dina-Ellie relationship. Not that it existed. I love that it existed. And I thought that the Dina actress was great. And I do think that Bella Ramsey is a good actor. I don't have any issues with them acting. I have a small issue with an acting choice that they made. But
ooh, what was it? Wait, no, what was it?
Okay. So in episode 2, when she's in the hospital,
oh my
and the
God.
pain, when she crosses her eyes, I'm like, girl, nobody does that. Nobody fucking does that.
That was so bad.
That was a bad acting choice. That's the only
choice.
one that I can't say is because of writing.
Yeah, that was a bad choice.
Okay. So, anyways, when they're together, it sucked. And it immediately got better every time Dina was not in the scene. And it's not that the Dina actress I have anything wrong with, or the Dina character I have anything wrong with. It was just that when they put them together, Ellie was a stupid baby.
Yes.
And Dina was a mean mom. And I didn't get it. And it wasn't a good dynamic. And it was very frustrating to be around. And it was very CW.
It was very CW. And I think the reason for me that I think they did that is they used their relationship as exposition to explain to us what was happening. That felt like it kept happening, and it was stupid because Ellie literally crossed the entire country and has been growing up in this environment just as much as Dina has, and it doesn't make any sense that Dina is this this superstar babying Ellie, and then Ellie this goofy teenager who doesn't know shit.
Jock?
Yeah, dumb jock.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly. It doesn't make any sense.
No. It was so bad.
It was so bad.
It was so bad. It was so CW. And then the second it was not the two of them together, every scene like that was immediately improved.
Yeah.
I actually thought the Nora scene was very good.
The Nora scene was good. You finally got to see Dark Ellie. Finally. In a revenge plot.
Yeah.
It took till that point to see Dark Ellie, which is kind of crazy.
Yeah, and then I also thought the flashback episode was beautiful, really well done with Ellie and Joel in the museum. And I even thought that the Owen scene, with Owen and Mel and Ellie was heartbreaking.
Okay, it was heartbreaking, but how do you feel about the choice?
A little bit of a cop-out.
Yes.
Yeah, a little bit of a cop-out.
Because in the game, she stabs Mel. She's like, "Fricka!" Like, we don't know if she meant to do that in the long run, like, had they not fought back, but she kills Mel. Like, she knows, and she kills Mel.
Yeah.
Yeah. And this one...
I think that, so I actually kind of liked the change a little bit. I liked some aspects of the change. So what I liked about the change was she was still purposeful in killing Owen.
Yeah.
And then even though Mel was an accident, I thought the scene of the C-section
was devastating.
Ooh, that was good.
Yeah. The Mel actress did really good too there. Wow.
The actress did so good. But I do think it was a bit of a cop-out again in like, Ellie didn't mean to.
Yeah.
And I'm like, but it's a revenge plot.
It's a revenge plot. We're supposed to hate
And she doesn't
Ellie.
have a lot of revenge feelings.
No. Yeah, like her revenge up to this point has definitely, she did it with Nora. Like, although I do feel like, let me know if you feel this way, I feel like the pacing was weird. And
pacing was weird.
While I really liked the flashback episode, the end of the episode before that being her with Nora in the basement, and then the beginning of the finale being her talking about, like, I beat it out of her, didn't have the same impact to me because they were separated. No. Like, I remember in the game being like, holy shit. You know?
Yeah, and like I made her talk.
Yeah, and in this I was just kind of like, oh, okay. Yeah, I don't know. It didn't hit as hard.
Because you had that episode of wait between, like, the act and then the consequences of that.
Yeah.
It, like, put it in a weird way versus, like, the last part of the Ellie scene that they probably could have shown is the Ellie character being like, I made her talk, and like kind of feeling like some type of way about it, and then it immediately jumps into a flashback. Like, that probably would have felt better.
Yes,
I mean, I'm rewriting the show right now, but like I feel like that would have felt better.
I think it would have felt better for sure. Did you like the pacing otherwise? It was only 7 episodes and it's only half of the game.
I thought it was too short. I thought it was too short for the stuff that they were trying to do, in that some parts of it felt too long and some parts felt rushed. Because, like, to your point, there was the Nora scene jumping into Owen Mel Theater all in one episode.
Yeah.
And then in the middle of that episode, they wasted time with her going to the Scar Island for a sec.
Yeah, that was weird. I don't know why they did that, because in the game, I know that they didn't flood the Seattle in this show, which was a smart move, because how are you going to do that? And also it doesn't really make sense that Seattle was flooded in the first place. But I vaguely remember having her get abducted by the Scar people, so that felt more of a like, oh, in the game she was abducted, so we need to do that. It was earlier. I thought it was earlier.
It was in the park.
Yes.
And then she escaped.
Yeah, near like the Triangle parking garage.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so
anyways,
that was
weird
really
choice.
weird, because you're on the boat, then you crash land on thing, and then you're just there for 2 seconds, and then you're back in the boat. It was very strange.
So I wondered if it was to give Tommy and Jesse
time
to get there.
Maybe.
But you're overthinking it at that point.
Well, what it could be actually is maybe they just had to have that scene because the whole spoiler, if you didn't listen to our Last of Us 2 episode, go listen to it. The whole second half, one of the coolest parts of it is that it's the overlap, right? Of the things happening at the same time.
Yeah.
And so when you have that scene, you got, oh my God, it's the island or the community or whatever. They like start panicking about their town.
It's going to be some stupid payoff for like overlap later.
Yes, it'll be payoff for overlap. That's my guess. But it was a really weird move. It was a really weird move. The other thing that continues to bother me about anyone who puts shows in Seattle, they've never been to Seattle when it rains. Can you explain to me why there's so much thunder?
And lightning.
Guys. Never been. This entire season is full of thunder, and I'm like, get out of here. Where's the mist?
That never happens.
Never. I've never seen the water
look like that.
The
torrential rain is so rare.
So
it's
rare.
Literally just, the whole thing about Seattle is that it's constantly baby rain.
Yes, it's like the most annoying rain because you're always a little damp, but it's never actually like fun, cool thunderstorms.
No.
Yeah, which is a minor gripe, but whatever. Still.
I also thought it was really funny when they're like, we're going to be coming at Seattle from the north, and they enter through the Arboretum and get to the south scene of I-5. Yes. I'm like, okay.
Chris said the same thing. He's like, what the hell? And at some point he was like, I can tell they just didn't care about direction here, because I think he was also upset about how she was coming at the wheel at some point. He was like, okay.
Yeah. It's so trivial to like do a real thing, right?
Yeah.
Like, just say you're approaching from the south. Yeah. Like, you just changed one fucking line.
Yeah, it's really weird. I think the thing too that kind of bummed me out is we were in Seattle and I wanted to see a lot of stuff that I recognized, and I saw
maybe next year. Maybe. I mean, they did Capitol Hill, which is like the gay neighborhood, and then did like the pride rainbows and stuff.
Yeah, there just wasn't like a lot. But even when they were in Capitol Hill, it didn't look like Capitol Hill. They just put the rainbows there.
No.
Yeah.
And they just put rainbows around.
I get it that you can't do on location, but I guess it was just so fun in the game to see it look exactly, or not exactly, but you know what I mean? It was reminiscent.
The only thing weird about the game is that the Space Needle is on an island.
I've decided
or is that because
was
Queen
that
Anne
flooded?
Oh.
That was my hypothesis, is that Queen Anne
flooded. And made it an island.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
Yeah, I'm gonna have waterfront property later.
Versus in this one, it's very much Bainbridge.
Yes, it was clearly Bainbridge in this one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, wait, last thing that I want to say. I really liked the Abby actress. I thought she did really well.
She fucking killed it in that last scene.
She did so good.
Fucking killed it. Mm-hmm. Even though she's not buff, she holds herself.
Like she's buff.
Yes! She did so good. Yes. She did so good. And I knew Caitlin Deaver is an amazing actress. I know, I love Caitlin Deaver, yeah. I've seen her in other stuff, so I knew she was going to kill it. Also, she was like the popular fan casting for Ellie when they announced the show.
Oh, I didn't know that. Yeah. She would have made a good Ellie. She would have made a really good Ellie. That's fine.
It's fine. I think what had happened was that she was too old to play 13.
13. Mm-hmm.
So I'm glad that they gave her a role in this.
Yes. And she's doing great.
Though.
I really loved her. I'm really excited to see her half of the story. Yeah.
Yeah, me too. I'm very excited. I'm pissed off that shows these days are fucking splitting themselves into a million pieces and then taking fucking
2
forever
years.
to get there.
2 years from now, you'll get our part 2 reaction
and
to
it's
this.
7 episodes. You could have just had 14 episodes.
That's what really peeves me off, is it's only 7 episodes. When you told me that the next one was the finale, and I was like, but it's episode 7, and I just couldn't believe you. I could not believe that
it's
7
so
was
fucking
the finale.
Stupid.
So dumb. Not to mention that if they really, like, I don't think they needed to extend a ton of stuff, but I do feel like the pacing was weird, and I think they could have added some not in-game things that could have made it feel really cool. So the weird boat going and getting strung up and then getting back, like, that could have been a whole thing. There could have been a really interesting dynamic thing that happened there, but instead all of it was jam-packed into the last episode for Seattle Day 3. Like, just make 8 episodes. That's fine. If you're gonna make a season this short, then like buff it out and have some fun stuff. Like season 1 had the whole Frank episode, right?
Yeah.
Like, I wish they would have put more into this so that it felt, I don't know, fuller. It didn't feel
well. And then the first season too, they did all the stuff about like the beginning of the infection and like where like the like mushroom expert or fungus expert or whatever was like bomb the cities, and then that's when you learn that they like bombed all the cities or whatever.
Yeah, I loved that. I loved that they did that.
That world building. They didn't do any of that world building in this season.
They did
maybe
bring
they're
back
expecting
spores.
to do more of it.
They brought back spores.
I thought that was really cool, actually. That was like the one part that I did really like. Oh, and I felt so bad for the sun when she stumbled upon the sun in the walls, and he was just, I was like, Mercy, kill him, but she didn't hear.
Yeah.
Oh boy, that was rough.
Yeah, it was rough, but that was one of the better scenes of the show. I will admit that I was.
That was a whole sequence as part of the Nora sequence that I thought was really good.
Mm-hmm.
and like really impactful, and then they get all fucking CW with Dina
again. Yeah.
Ay.
It's
and
weird.
It sucks because it's not about, the thing that sucks is that there are shitty people that are going to be like, see, gay relationships are distracting and they
Shouldn't
make
be.
TV shows suck more. And
Yeah.
that's not what it is. That's not what it is at all.
No.
It's just written poorly because I think Craig Mazin, sorry, calling him out, I think he sometimes is a bad writer of women.
Yeah.
Like, that's what it feels like.
Yeah, and they don't know how to make two strong women interact at the same time. Yeah.
So you have to dumb one down to make it work.
Which makes literally no sense.
No sense.
Especially since they already have the source material. And I'm sorry, just show me Murder Ellie. Just show me Murder Ellie. Like, I'm going to be okay. Just do it. Just do it. And then Dina, I think that I loved her in the game, like, a lot. Dina played a great role. She wasn't in a ton of it, right?
I actually liked how in this show they made her more.
Yes, they made her more. I loved that. Yeah.
But then when they put them together, it was...
Yeah. And they also, like, fell in love really fast. Like, super... like, it was kind of developed. But again, if you only have 7 episodes... Like, just do a little bit more of a slow burn and give us a little bit more time, you know? But it was literally like, as soon as they admitted it, they were head over heels. I'm the father of your baby.
I mean, but that's very lesbian, though. That's very gay. Come on.
Like, no, actually, that's the most accurate.
So I'm going to give him a pass on that one.
But no, I think you're totally right. I wish it would have been better so that people would have looked at it and been like, wow, that was a valuable ad.
Yeah, it just sucks. And I hate that you have to think about that kind of stuff, but you kind of do. Like, I hate that kind of pressure is put on it, but it is.
Mm-hmm.
And so you have to be thoughtful of it.
Yeah.
And if you don't know how to write it, Craig, get someone who knows how to write it, Craig.
Welcome to the Craig hate cast.
Well, I saw a fucking interview of him where he was like commenting on how he was like, well, it doesn't make sense for Ellie to be like super rampagey because she's tiny and she's trying to fight these giant men. And I was like,
are you kidding me? Has he never met a chihuahua, for one?
But it's also like literally the premise of the
whole
fucking
premise
thing.
Yeah.
It's the premise of the fucking thing. And I think he just didn't trust Bella Ramsey's as an actor. But they did good with the Nora scene. So then, like, if you realize that they did good with that, give them more, you know?
And I thought they did really good in the Mel scene also. Like, there was so much emotion, so much, like, happening on their face all at once. Like, absolutely. They could have pulled it off if you just give it to them, you know?
Yeah. And it's like similarly, like the rage during the Joel scene, I thought they did really well as well. Like, they showed it. They're like, I'm gonna fucking kill you. Like, that was good. Like, it was good. I felt it. But then it was almost like they didn't trust them. Yeah. Like, they didn't trust them to do it. And they pulled it back in the writing. And I think that was just such a mistake.
Yeah. Because I wonder, too, how it's going to feel then on Abby's side of the house, because part of the way that it's supposed to work, right, is that you kind of hate where Ellie's gone. And I don't know that I hate, like, the things that she's done at this point.
No, because it's all been a fucking accident.
Yes, it's been except for Nora.
And even with Nora, like, Nora's was understandable because then Nora was like, well, he was a little bitch, you know? Like,
and then you also had the lessened emotional impact from, like, the cut in between it. And so even if that was the harshest moment, we didn't get the harsh. And then we go directly into the Owen Mel being their next big moment. And that one, like, we already talked about it. It's just,
what I remembered from the game, too, that makes you hate Ellie is she kills the dog. Do you remember that?
Yes, I mentioned that when I watched it today with Chris. I was like, they didn't kill the dog. Dog's not dead.
They didn't kill the dog because they're fucking cowards.
They're wimps.
They're cowards. They didn't have
Yes.
Ellie kill the dog. I remember I fucking hated Ellie after that.
For
I was
killing the
like,
dog. Yeah.
you made me kill this fucking dog, you assholes.
Yes. And they just took it away.
Cowards. Cowards! Craig! Craig, you coward.
I am so mixed on the revenge plotline in general, but if you're gonna do it, just goddamn do it.
Here's my other theory. My
Mhm.
other theory as to why they've done this is because the backlash against Abby was so much in the game. I wonder if they were like, we have to make her character more likable, and this is how they're doing it. Because from her perspective, right? Like, she's showing up and her friends are dying and getting murdered. And so then it's this weird spot where it's like, well, why the fuck is Ellie even there? Like, doing this? Because one, I don't believe in the revenge that she is feeling.
Yeah.
And two, like, all these killings are, like, kind of accidental, so it, like, pulls back on your hate for Ellie while at the same time, like, giving Abby this very justifiable rage against... Yeah. Like, I don't know.
That's actually a really good point, because the other big change we didn't mention was they told us really early on Abby's motivation. And we didn't find that out in the game until so much later. That was like a super late breaking piece of information. And so you can spend a lot of the time in the game hating Abby, not understanding why she's done the thing she's done before you actually figure it out. And we figured out in what? Episode 1?
Yeah. Yeah.
Or episode 2. I can't remember which one, but
No,
very early on.
I think it was 1.
Yeah. Like right away.
I think it was before she killed Joel.
Yeah. We knew already.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so I wonder if you're onto something. They were like, we don't want the actual actress to get the kind of vitriol that Abby in the game got. So we're going to do all these things to make these actresses' characters be a little less despicable.
Yeah.
Maybe. That's a reasonable theory, I think.
And the other thing that just reminded me, the other change that they made that I was like interested about, but I could see why they maybe did it, was they had the makeup scene with Joel this early.
Oh, you're right.
Versus in the games,
the very
that
end.
Is the very, very end. And it kind of adds this color where you're like, they were kind of on the rocks, and then Joel dies, and so you think that she's feeling all of this like revenge and rage because she didn't get the chance to make up with him. But then at the end, it's like revealed that it's because she got the chance to make up with him. And like it changes the tone of the game in a way, and it like they put it here. Yeah. And I was like,
Yeah, and I wonder how, for the people who just see the show and don't play the game, how they'll react to Ellie's, I guess, motivations here. Because I actually thought that final scene was like oh my god. Like, they actually, and it was almost a moment of, like, peace also.
Yes, exactly, because it's when she lets Abby go.
Yes. And so it was I thought it was very well placed in the original game. And seeing it here, I totally forgot that they did that. You're totally right. That is interesting that they chose that route, because how are they going to close out?
So my thought is that because we're having to wait fucking 10 years for the end of this thing, because you know that season 3 is going to be Abby day 1, 2, 3. Yeah. Then there's going to be season 4 with the final.
Oh my god, do you think they're going to do San Mateo or wherever it was as the entire, and the farm as the entire 4th season? Oh my god. I don't know
how they're going to do it any other way.
I will bomb.
Unless they rush the next season to death, or they make next season 14 episodes versus this season being 7, but I fucking doubt it. But how are they going to fit Abby, Lev, story in day 1, 2, 3?
Yeah.
in
I mean,
that in 7 episodes.
Did this season a episode per day in Seattle, right? Did they?
I guess, and then like the 2 beginning and then
in the flashback?
The 1 flashback.
Yeah. They did more like an episode for getting to Seattle, the 2 beginning, and then the 3 Seattle days in the flashback. So what they could do for next season is just 1 episode each, 3 Seattle days, which I think is a mistake for Abby, because Abby has so much more story to tell.
So rushed, yeah.
Yeah, she's got so much more story. Every time, what's so funny is going through and watching the show, I would get mad at it for like, I can't believe they didn't put that in there. And then I was like, oh, that was Abby on the flip side of this. That happened to me so many times. Like the hospital, I was like, where's the giant blob? I'm like, where
and
is
it's
that?
Abby that fights that.
Abby.
Yeah.
And then I had the same reaction with the really cool haunted ship that Abby finds, the infected ship. I loved that part of the game. I thought that was really cool. And I was like, really? She's going to crash in the ocean and land, or not the ocean, the water, and then land and be strung up and then strung back down and then go in the water again. And you're not even going to show us the ship? You're not even going to show us the ship. And then Chris is like, I think that was Abby.
That's funny. Yeah,
so
Abby
I'm
has
just
a
ruining
lot.
my own time.
Abby's is a dense storyline, because we also need a little bit of background on the characters, too.
And we need all of her friends. We need to get to know them so that we feel their death, and she has the whole relationship.
And Abby
with
has
Owen.
a flashback, too, with her dad.
Yes, yeah. So you're right. Maybe they spend
I think it has to be 7
3.
episodes. Yeah. I think it has to be 7 episodes.
But then for season 4, you'd have to make up so much shit, right? Like, there's no way you can do San Mateo and more than, like...
7 episodes?
No, because the farm is easily just 1 episode. It's their little happy life. And then that would end. And then you go to San Mateo and you'd hunt him down. And so maybe it's like 2 episodes of San Mateo and then the ending. I don't know. That feels hard to make anything more than 4 episodes on that. Maybe I'm wrong.
I guess you get both perspectives, though, because we didn't get Abby's perspective.
Ooh, do you think they're gonna make Abby's
they could do that.
That could be an
that would
interesting
be
way to
pretty
do it.
brutal, too. That would be pretty fucking brutal.
Yeah. Oof.
Because we didn't get that in the game.
No, we didn't. That's a good point.
But they could definitely do that.
You're right. I guess we'll see. We'll find out what they do.
Yeah.
In 10 years?
In 10 years. We'll find out in 10 years.
Okay, so how would you rate it? How would you rate this season out of 5 or 10 or whatever?
I'm going to do 3 out of 5.
3 out of 5. Okay. That's respectable. I would not give it a 4 out of 5.
No.
Would I give it a 2 out of 5?
Almost.
Almost. I think 3 out of 5 can be fair. I think I would do... Actually, that's 6 out of 10, right? Yeah. Okay, I'll give it a 6. I really just feel... I mean, this is the same critique I had for the stupid game, right? Is I feel like there is so much that they can do to make us love Abby without without giving us all of her pre-motivation. Like, I really think there's stuff they could have done there. And they Ellie, they ruined her twice now. I just can't get a good Ellie.
They ruined her twice.
Yeah. It's fine.
Okay, you ready to close?
Let's close.
Thank you for listening to our podcast. If you liked it, don't forget to subscribe and rate it. You can find us on Instagram, TikTok, Blue Sky, and YouTube at Baddy Breakdowns, and visit our website, baddybreakdowns.com, made by the lovely Bridget. Right here. We're right on this very podcast. The podcast art was done by Tanisha Vernicar, and the podcast was edited by me, and I also made our theme song. Join us next time to hear us 2 baddies break down American Arcadia.
And this is a listener request.
And this is a listener request. Also, I must say, I've been getting into Expedition 33. I kind of want you to try it, and maybe you should play it with me, too.
Okay, we can either
Just try
off-topic
it.
one, or if I actually
Yeah,
like it,
yeah.
we can episode it. Yeah. I am
Or just, yeah,
actually
we could just do an on topic of like your initial thoughts, and then I can just gush.
You're like,
And
I actually
then
just want to spew for 20 minutes at you, if that's okay.
I want to talk about it. It's really good. I really like it.
Cool. I'm excited. I'm also excited actually for American Arcadia now that I've read what it's about. So
I'm excited for American Arcadia too.
yes. And thank you, listener. We'll talk more next time, I guess, about the history of this episode.
Yeah. Also, if you have feedback on the new format that we tried today, please do send.
Yeah, let us know.
Let us know.
All right.
All right. Bye.
End episode. Bye, guys.
End of episode. Bye.